Hey guys, it's Mike at youarethepath.com. Today's video, I wanted to remind you, and this is how I see you, that it's not so much that you need to go out there and accumulate something. We have this notion that, oh, if I could get that person into my life, or if I could get that amount of money or that car, wouldn't it be amazing? Wouldn't it just be fantastic? Now, some of the reasons why we feel like we can't acquire that, or that it's such a struggle, is because it's not that those things are amazing. You're amazing. And if you take the journey being curious and inquisitive, take that journey to discover just how amazing you are, how infinite and boundless you are, you may find that those things aren't as out of your reach as you had first thought. Now, what I find a funny thing is how when we do get a bit of happiness, we feel ourselves happy with the way things are, a voice comes in, like the voice of doubt. It could be some kind of an insecurity, either an insecurity about how you look, or your sexuality, or your financial situation right now. It's like a voice says, don't get too happy, come back down here, kind of dragging you down, come back down to reality now. That kind of voice. It's almost like we're carrying around this little intruder. And this little intruder can pop up while you stood in conversation with someone. You stood in conversation with someone, and then the intruder in your mind just pops in the back door behind you and says, you suck, look at you, you're nervous, you can't even get your words right, you're so worried about yourself. Now, if you can stay present, still talking to that person, now you know that that voice has just walked into the room telling you that you suck and what have you. Could be a job interview or something. If you can remain present, and you do that daily, whenever that voice shows up, not pushing against it, because if you turn to fight with it or push against it, it's going to push back at you. And if you try to fight it and punch it and kick it, you're beating up yourself, because it is an aspect of you. A technique that I've used in the past when my insecurities would show up is when it says something to me, I say, is that your best shot? And it was always its best shot. And I go about my day. If it says something else to me, I say, is that your best shot? I believe we heard that the last time. And if you take that kind of an attitude with it, eventually it will disappear. Now, this intruder has filled boxes that weigh us down. It fills these boxes with our pain, our regret, our shame, our self-loathing, our hatred, and it weighs us down, and that's why we don't have the energy to pursue those things that we really want and to bring those experiences that we truly desire into our lives. How can we, when we're being loaded back by this baggage, which most of it is from the past, and we bring it into the present with us? The good news is, this is the information age, and the knowledge that we have access to will shine the light on some of this baggage, which dissolves it. It's like shining light on a shadow. Sometimes there will be action that needs to be taken, It's not so much, a lot of the times we think, if I had this, then it would be easier. If I had enough money, if I had the right help. It's not so much resources, it's resourcefulness. Using the faculties that you've been born with. Imagination is one of them. Asking what if questions. So the good news is the knowledge, it's like walking into a labyrinth when we're dealing with the past. The knowledge will show the way. If we can take in that knowledge with an open mind without cursing down the messenger. I don't give a rat's ass who is giving me the message. When I take in information, I just see it as information. For all I care, my best friend could say, hey Mike, my porridge started talking to me yesterday. It said, love thy enemy. I'd turn around and say, well, your porridge is very wise. I don't care who's giving me the message. I focus on the message and I feel to see if it's resonating with me. And then I apply that information. So the job of unpacking the past, looking at it, thinking, do we really need that? Do we really need to be carrying that around with us? You see, the thing with the baggage is we don't always want to let go of it. People experiencing grief don't always want to let go of the grief. It sounds crazy, but we get used to this feeling of me, this is who I am, oh, this is just how I am, I've always been that way. We stick up for our lack. We argue for it. I've always been this way. So the job of unpacking and looking at things, shining light into areas that we've kept locked away, and sometimes we do that as children. We lock things away for our survival. When we become adults, then we can start to unpack it and allow the healing process to begin. That's the work that I do. That's what I will, just walking the dog here. That's the work that I do, that's how I will support you as your coach. If you want to know more about that, email me, we'll get on Skype or I'll call you and we'll have a chat. I have this thing where I feel like I have to deal with everything myself and I feel like I'm burdening another person by calling them and opening up. And every time I've done that, I've never regretted it because it's lightened my load a little and I've been able to push forwards and push through. That little bit of energy that I needed became available. So I help you to help yourself. Okay, where are we? 8.5 minutes. Now when we can be present while that voice behind us is giving us the negative chatter, when that disappears, then we're more empowered because we're not being led by the body, what the body wants. Maybe it wants nicotine, it wants caffeine, it wants more sleep, it wants more sex with this person, even though in your gut you know it ain't the right person for you. We're led by the body's needs and wants. So presence, healing the past will help you with that. We do get led by the body somewhere. I was going to say something, but it went. It will no doubt come back to me and I'll put it across on another video. I hope you got something from that, guys. Peace. Catch you later.